So let's talk about this. The series Luther has gotten a lot of praise over the years, but there's one TV exec who thinks the show could have done more to celebrate and develop its leading character. So producer Chris, he's here now with what that person had to say.
Wisdom,
Chris,
have you ever watched this show?
I've only seen it once. I saw the first episode.
I enjoyed it, actually.
Okay.
But if you haven't seen it, it aired on the BBC between 2010 and 2019, kind of on and off sporadically. But it did get a lot of praise. Like you said, Idris Elba was even nominated for a Golden Globe Award for it. Got him a ton of attention after The Wire came out. But Idris Elba played homicide detective John Luther, but the BBC diversity chief, the now BBC diversity chief, she was not in the job back in the day, Miranda Whalen, said the network missed the mark when it came to developing his identity on camera. At a recent conference, Whalen said the show lacked Luther's roots as a strong, black, masculine character. One of the main flaws Whalen noted was that Luther had no black friends in any of the seasons. She actually said he wasn't black enough to be real. In response, BBC said it takes pride in showing diversity throughout their works, adding that open discussions about their content are not statements about content policy or company policy. Now, Idris Elba has not directly responded to these remarks, but he did post on his Instagram account around the exact same time a quote, and it just said, "We must not pull ourselves backwards, only push ourselves forward." Also worth noting, the creator of Luther was an actual white guy. He did respond to this, and he said, quote, "It would have been an act of tremendous arrogance for me to try and write a black character." He says Elba only took the role because race was not considered. Lee, I'm curious what you think about this. It seems a little bit like hindsight's 2020. You definitely want to respect the diversity, but from his point of view, it seems like he was kind of between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, so I agree with the writer 100%. Like I think people would be way more up in arms to hear that a white man tried to write the intricacies of a black man into a show. But here's the reality. I think that, inclusion and diversity means a little bit of everything, right? So black people don't want to continue to play these stereotypical roles. But the reality is that we're not a monolithic people. So there are some black men who only have white friends and aren't really in tune with what people would say the culture is. And then there are black people who are different. So I think that there has to be space for both, right? There has to be space for people to be able to dive into black culture and show that on screen and like get money behind that. But there's also the part that black people are not all the same and they don't all experience the same things at the same time. So I get completely what the writer was saying, but I also understand where, the woman from BBC was coming from with diversity and being more about blackness. So.
Absolutely.
I get the feeling that Elba might be leaning more toward what Leah is saying with that kind of cryptic message. But I also feel like there's this truth, that truth, and it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
Chris,
guys.
thank you.